Woof.
Okay. So let's blow this up a little bit. Okay, so a couple devblogs for new ships in testing came out on the 2nd. I'm a little bit behind on talking about those. So let's do that now. The first devblog came out. This is from November 2nd. Details 2 new ships, French Tier 6 cruiser Dupleix, or however that would be pronounced, Dupleix, whatever, and German destroyer Z42 or Z42, which I believe is Tier 10. So let's take a look at these. Nice looking ship there. The Tier 6 French cruiser, the Dupleix. So this is a Suffering class heavy cruiser. Well, a lot of cruisers are suffering these days, but that's the way it is. That differed from sister ships in her armor scheme, which is incorporated, or which incorporated an internal armor belt. So would that be like spaced armor? Not sure. Okay, a typical treaty cruiser, heavy gunnery favored over strong protection. That's understand. Got 8 203mm guns and 4 turrets. Typical torpedo armament that you might find aboard French heavy cruisers. Main battery's low fire rate is compensated by long range and turret traverse speed, as well as the availability of main battery reload booster. So Dupleix has a sizable HP pool, but a vulnerable citadel. Mediocre concealment and armor. Best at mid and long distance fights, and torpedoes can get her out of sticky situations at close range. Well, I guess some people are good at that kind of thing, but it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be the typical Tater in most cases. Good maneuverability and improved engine boost consumable. Can work in unison to help quickly change flanks or come to aid of allied ships. Okay. And wide range of consumables. So you got a 15% engine boost. That's almost twice as good as a normal one. A choice between hydroacoustic or defensive AA. Well, hydroacoustic, of course. A fighter and main battery reload booster. There are some ship stats here, so let's take a look at the stats of the Dupleix. Okay, so hit points 34,900. Check something real quick here. I want to go to ship filter, and just out of curiosity, look at the cruisers, and we can get an idea of just how that sits, because we can bring up ship tool ST, so we can get an idea of that. So let's start off though. So 34,900 health, which that's in the upper range there. That's about, we're going to fall about 4th place. So very nice. You got a 16.9 range, which is also very good at this tier. What else you got? 15% fire chance. So 16.9 range. Do we have range on this? Don't see range here. We'll have to go to the guns. So a 16.9 range. It's going to be top of the tier range at tier 6. That's even more than Boudioni. So nice. Very good. What else is going on? 15% fire chance. 15-second reload. So what's comparable in reload? A 15-second reload. Where is our reload? Here it is. So 15 seconds down near the bottom. That's going to be like Trento, Pensacola, London. So if you look at something that's an HE spammer, well, London in particular would be a good comparison. 15 seconds, you got 8 guns, 203s. So this is going to be comparable numbers to what this will be. So there's a pretty good comp to look at what you're going to get. What else? Got your airstrike. Let's see. Turret traverse. And I wouldn't call that a fast turret traverse. It's okay, but not that great. So your torpedoes, you get 2x3, decent damage, 9-kilometer range. That's okay. AA defense, not a whole lot from the looks of things, and it's tier 6. So what do you expect? What do you got? Maximum speed 32 knots. Is all right, but you get, what was it, 15% on that, so you're gonna get another 4.5 knots on that. So 36.5 knots will be fairly speedy for a cruiser when you're running your speed boost. So that's not bad. What else do we have? Our consumables: damage control, hydro or defensive. There's your 15% engine boost, a fighter. So your main battery reload booster cuts your reload time in half and lasts for 15 seconds. So basically, if you time it right, that means you can do what? Fire like 3 salvos in the space that you'd fire 2, something like that. So you basically slots you an extra salvo in there in between. So, okay, I mean, not bad. It's okay. German destroyer. Should be very interesting here. Z42 tier 10. Look at the guns on this thing. Wow. That's some sleek looking guns. Now what I'm trying to think of what they remind me of. I've seen those on another ship, but I can't quite place it, or I've seen something like that. Let's look at World of Warships right quick. I want to look at something like Haragumo and see what the guns look like. No, that's definitely not what they look like. Just trying to think of where I may have seen guns that look something similar to that before, and I just can't quite place it. So that's okay. But so this is a variant, and how many guns has this thing got? I see. Are there 3 turrets in the back? So does this thing have 10 guns on it? Okay. Variant of the type 1936B destroyer. Its main battery is composed of dual-purpose guns, which are spread between 5 twin 105mm mounts. So you got 10 105s here. Reminiscent of Haragumo. Due to quick-fire guns with increased armor penetration, good AP shell damage. Okay. Torpedo armament. 2 4-tube launchers with average characteristics for the tier. Small HP pool is offset by good concealment and speed. Interesting. Short burst smoke generator, like British. Okay. Short action time, large number of charges. Engine boost, hydroacoustic search with improved action time. Are you kidding me? So basically, this is another what I call a turducken ship. It looks like what it looks like is basically the original Tier 10 Z got together with a Haragumo and a Daring, and they spit out this turducken here, the Z42. Okay. Let's take a look at the stats on this bad boy. I got to see this. So hit points 19,700. Well, that's not exactly what I would call low. Where did it say that? Small hit point pool. I wouldn't call that a small hit point pool. I think it's on the lower end for the tier. That's not a small hit point pool. 5x2 at 12.6 range. 5% fire chance, reload 3.1. Let's compare this thing to a Haru. Harugamo. Okay. Now Harugamo's got a lot more health. Let's look at some things here. So what did we say? We got 10 guns, 12.6 range, 5% fire, 3.1 reload. So here you get a 3-second reload. So you're losing like a couple of percent on DPM, so not much. So your DPM is going to be just under this. Interesting. Okay. What else is going to be fun to talk about on this thing? Got depth charges. Of course, it's a DD. Torpedo tubes. 2x4. Okay, that's a typical German thing. So the torps are Germans. Maximum damage 18.4. Isn't that more than? Hold on. Isn't that more than Z52? Z52 is 14.4. So you got 4,000 more. That's like 30%, almost 30% better. So call it 25% for sure. Better torpedo damage. It goes from 14.4 to 18.4. Range of 10 kilometers. So you lose a half a kilometer on the range. Whoop-de-doo. 66 speed. Detectability 1.8. So they're a tad slower, a little more detectable. Okay. So you may have a little more reaction time. But still, that's pretty nasty. What else? You got some dual action HE. You got five explosions here. 98, 72, and 112. I mean, seems okay, but nothing special. I mean, it's AA. It's only going to do so much. Very interesting. So basically, you're kind of Harugamo on the guns. You're souped up Z52 on the torps. Maximum speed 36.5. So what would that look like? 36.5. Where's my speed here? So it's a little bit, it's in between Haru. It's faster than Haru and slower than Z52. But you can see Z52 has 20,300 health. And this thing had 19.7. So you got a 600 less health. Wow. Yeah. No, that's not low. That's not low health. So you got a 670 meter turning radius, a 4.4 rudder shift, which is base and will get better. 7.2 kilometer conceal. Wait a minute. Is that going to get you down to like what? 5'8", 5'9"? 5'8" or 5'9", so 7.2 kilometers. Let's look at the let's look at tier 10 DDs because I want to see how that falls. DDs. Where is our concealment? General detectability by sea. So basically, it outspots. The only thing that outspots it is Shima. It's equal to Summers, Vampire, Yu Yang. It's equal to those. Holy crap. All right, now wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So you I mean, where's Z52? It's at 7.5. So I think this thing's going to sit at 5.8 because I think I recall Z52 at 6.1. This is crazy. I wonder if this actually will make it to game in this state. I really do. Because you've got good maneuverability, superior detection. You got like a Haru gun handling, you know, pretty much. So you basically got a Haru where it comes to the guns. You've got technically a little better torps in some ways than what you've got on the Z52. It's relative. It's not fast, but it can keep up. It's decent on speed. You got this short burst smoke generator, which you get a bunch of. So basically, you get a 10 second duration, 4 seconds. Yeah, so this is more or less British smoke, I think. So this is the British part that you get. Engine boost and a hydroacoustic. Torpedoes. 6 kilometer ship detection on hydroacoustic. I mean, wow. You're just going to absolutely be able to crap on other DDs in this thing. Holy crap. That's ridiculous. Yeah. This ship is crazy. I mean, wow. Why would you play Z52 if you have access to this? I mean, yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. So yeah, that's the recap. Z42 is absolutely crazy. And Dupleix looks okay. The Tier 6 French cruiser, it looks okay. Can't see anything that looks particularly great or bad with it. It's a long-range heavy cruiser. I'm not sure about this internal armor belt thing. That'll have to be determined. But okay, so that's it for the first DevBlog that was out on 11.2. But there was also a second DevBlog that was out, and more ships on this one. I think there's 3 ships on this: Commonwealth cruiser Brisbane, American Superdestroyer Joshua Humphreys, and Pan-Asian Superdestroyer the Kunming have been added for testing. So let's look at this Brisbane. Now this thing looks a whole lot like a Minotaur. Looks a lot like a Mono. Project for a light cruiser developed after World War II. Would have been equipped with powerful advanced AA. The 152. So it resembles Minotaur, but with access to HE and a reinforced torpedo armament that can launch more torpedoes. Okay. Higher range and speed than those of Mono. So this thing has HEs, but they do take away the improved pin angles that the Mono has. Okay. Interesting. So this cruiser poses a serious threat at medium distances, especially for DDs. At the same time, as most Minotaur captains can attest to, Brisbane's armor is not sturdiest. Well, yeah, we understand that. Minos like to explode. Unlike Minotaur, this ship cannot switch out surveillance radar for a smoke generator. So, looks like she's going to get a specialized heal that will, heal a large portion of the ship. But so basically, as I'm seeing this so far, there you don't get smoke. So basically, this is a radar mono with HE. Okay. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. For those that like a radar mono, now I can be honest and say that I've never played my mono with radar because I'm afraid to do that. Maybe one day I'll try it, but I would want to watch some videos about the proper way to play it before I did that. But yeah, if you like your radar mono, I believe you better check this out because this thing can dump on some ships big time. So they're talking about the Town class and Leander class cruisers. They're talking about how this thing was named. I'm not too worried about that. Let's look at the stats for it. So hit points 43,300. Again, this is like mono. So do we have? We need to clear these out and put mono up here for this one, because we would compare this to a mono. So it looks. I'm betting this thing is really, really similar to a mono in all respects. Let's look and see some more here. 2150 HE shell damage, 9% fire chance. Whoa, okay, interesting. 30, 200 AP. All right, reload time is 4.5. And mono is at 3.2. So yeah, that's a pretty significant nerf on DPM, but it's still going to be nasty with that HE. Still going to be very nasty, regardless. What else can we have here? This is crazy, these ships. Reload time for airstrike. I'm not worried about that. Torpedo tubes, 4x5 instead of 4x4. Maximum damage, 16,767. 12.5 range. I believe mono only has 10. 16,767 and 12.5 kilometers. And yeah, you get slightly faster torpedoes, same damage, but better range. Okay, that's interesting. Wonder what we're going to find out that the concealment of this bad boy is. So here's your AA. Ton of mid-range. Long range, you have 6 explosions, which is not too bad, but again, it's AA. It only does so much. Maximum speed 33.5, not bad. Rudder shift time 10.4. Surface detectability 11.5. That means you're gonna be what, about 9.3 maybe on concealment. Okay, and what is your radar? 10 kilometer. So you can indeed stealth radar, theoretically. Especially if you have a teammate that can smoke you up, you just become stupidly good at that point. Hydroacoustic, special repair, damage control. That's pretty impressive for the people that like radar mono. That ship is going to be dangerous in their hand for the people that play it well and like it. American Superdestroyer Joshua Humphreys. Structurally similar to the Gearing class ships. Let's look at this thing some more. But see, this looks like Forrest Sherman guns. Looks like it's got 6 of them. 3 turrets, 2, I'm thinking. So it says structurally similar to Gearing. Main armor of this ship consists of powerful 127mm post-war dual-purpose mounts complemented with 2.52 torpedo launchers. Okay. Faster and more agile ship with 6 main battery guns and access to the burst fire alternative firing mode. Great. Strong gunnery and large HP pool allow to effectively contest key areas and pose a serious. Okay. Torpedo armament has a high range but not the greatest speed and damage. Stands out for good concealment, access to American smoke, also engine boost defensive AA. Then we talk about naming conventions here. Let's check out some of the stats on this. So 23,700 hit points. That's a good bit more than the gearing. 12.1 range. I think that's a little more range than the gearing gets too. You got your typical 5% fire chance, your floaty shells. Reload time of 3 seconds. So again, that's pretty similar to, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty similar to gearing. Burst fire, 35-second reload. Bursts in a series of 3. Okay. Have to kind of digest that one. Oh, so I just now realized you get, so when you do the burst fire, you get a maximum HE shell damage of plus 50% bonus and chances of causing a shell causing a fire of plus 5. So your fire chance goes up to 10% and the shell damage goes up by 50% to 2,700. That's crazy. Get your depth charges now. Your torpedo tubes, 2x5, 17, 9, 16.5 range. That's very standard. Yeah, very standard stuff. Reload time 116. Can't recall if that's much different, but it's not. I don't think it's much from the gearing. You got your AA defense, which is, you know, formidable. Get 6 explosions. I mean, it's formidable for sure. Maximum speed 37 knots, which is not bad. Turning radius, a little iffy, mediocre. Rudder shift 5.1, which is kind of mediocre, but that'll get better by the digging. Yeah, it'll get better when you buy, what's the word I'm looking for? Buy the next hull. So, but wait, this is tier 10 though, right? No, this is a super destroyer. So you don't get a next hull. So you don't get a better rudder shift time than that unless you take it, captains. Okay. So handleability is, speed's decent. Handling is okay at best. Handling's okay at best. Surface detectability 7.3 kilometers. That's a decent. That's a pretty decent concealment, because you're talking about that would go down to 5.9, something like that. So pretty good. Then you get damage control, smoke generator, and either an engine boost or defensive AA, which is all very gearing-ish. So essentially, this is a gearing with a burst fire. And I mean, guess doesn't sound like something I would be a fan of. We'll have to see how it goes. Next, Pan-Asian Super Destroyer Kunming, however you say that. Looks like this bad boy's got maybe 8 guns on it, I'm guessing. So what does it say about this? An evolution of the American Summers class, thus the 8 guns probably. Fast, well-armed, enhanced torpedo and anti-aircraft armament. So follows gameplay of existing Pan-Asian destroyers. Main difference between this and a Yu Yang is additional main battery turret, longer firing range, and more torpedo tubes. You still got deep water torps. So I'm guessing you got typical Pan Asian smoke. Do have radar, should you choose to use that. What else we got? It's important to remember the ship has a rather small HP pool. Now, we saw that earlier on something else. Let's see if that's really true. And below average damage per second on her main battery guns. So that's interesting. But you have an engine boost and torp reload booster. So here's some more stuff talking about how the ship is named. Let's look at the stats. I generally don't get into how the ships were named. Hit points 20,200. So again, saying that the amount of hit points on the ship is poor, but yet it's still better than regular gearing, which is something like 19.7. So yes, you're in the lower, 25% probably for the tier, but that's not low health. So you get 8 guns, 13.4 firing range. That's pretty impressive. Reload time of 5 seconds. I'm not sure how that applies to Summers, but we can find out. So Summers main battery, you have a 6-second reload. So your guns are a little bit better than a Summers. Summers guns can be a little bit underrated, but still, 5 seconds, that's much better, but still, could be better. What else do we have? Let's see. Your depth charges, your deep water torpedoes. It's 13.5 kilometers, 18,800 damage, 69 knot, 0.8 detectability. So pretty standard fare there for tier 10 DDs of Pan Asian origin. What else do we have? We've got your AA defense. Let's see how that goes. You've got 4 explosions. AA defense is very mediocre, but your speed 38 is decent. Rudder shift time 4.4. Handling's okay. Detectability 7.8. Ooh. Wow, that's only going to get you down to what, like 6'3", 6'2", maybe? Okay, so it's okay, but not superb. And what else? We get damage control. We get radar, should you choose to use it. What else? You get engine boost in slot 3. I guess your radar, yeah, it's radar or smoke. And then a torp reload booster. So there you go. This is a Yu-Yang with more guns, but worse reload. And you get 3x5 torps. That's what I just noticed. Instead of 2x5, you get 3x5. So while this isn't a Turducken ship, this is kind of a hybrid. Where, well, actually, yeah, it is kind of a Turducken, because looks like the Shima and the Gearing and the Yu-Yang got together and made their own form of Turducken. So there you go. That's what we're talking about. This is the new ships. So that's going back to recap this. The Brisbane looks like it's going to be crazy good for those that are good at smokeless Mino or radar Mino. This is going to be dangerous in the hands of those players. Joshua Humphreys, we'll see. And the Kunming, we'll see how it works when you've got 3 racks of torps coming at you, Shima style, but with deep waters. That's going to be interesting. So that's it for the 2 DevBlogs that came out on 11/2. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.